Good afternoon. This is the recording of the turbo pressure of a Skoda Fabia 1.2 CRI/TDI. First of all, the start procedure. It is that easy. The pressure over here is the manifold pressure behind the turbo and behind the air valve that closes the intake before the turbo, actually. This is the voltage that is currently being produced. I've been standing here for a little while trying to sort out my lights. Let's see if we can change anything of the voltage. No. Oil temperature is okay. The engine is quite warm enough because it's only using 0.5 liters per hour, and it only does that when it's warm. So we'll see what happens when I start driving. Please take a look at that turbo pressure. This is just the clutch being pulled up, and we're off. Now this is just first gear, so it's not really good to test anything because, as you will see here, it takes a while for the turbo to kick in with these low amounts of power. To trigger some other questions, maybe I'll just come to a halt. Please note this is an almost abandoned road with no traffic. Oh, this is my automatic start function. You saw the pressure going down there when it's shut down. It does that to decrease the amount of vibrations when the engine shuts down, so they close the air intake valve in front of the turbo. Right, so if I now press the clutch, the engine should start, and it has for almost 6,000 kilometers, so there shouldn't be a problem with that. That is the current outside pressure, 1030 millibars, or 103 kilopascal, if you like. Because there is no airflow at the moment, the engine is off. The pressure in the intake will be the same as the outside pressure. This is the voltage, as you can see. Pressing the clutch now. As you can see, the engine is sucking air at the moment. The pressure has lowered a little bit in the intake manifold. Now, keep on running. Yeah, the engine is still running. I put it in neutral. I let the clutch come up, and because the car hasn't moved since the last time that it automatically stopped, it won't stop automatically again this time. So now I can show you the turbo pressure when there is no load on the engine, and I let the RPM go up to about 4,000 RPM, slowly but surely. And it doesn't go over 3,000 RPM. I've got the pedal all the way down, and it doesn't do more than this. Bringing it back slowly. That was interesting. I didn't know it would do that. We'll try that again with the clutch in. And again, it's rev limiting itself at 3,000 RPM. Wow! But it also shows that at 3,000 RPM, with no power to deliver, at 3000 RPM. The turbo pressure is only up 0.1 bar, which would on the old engines would be at least 0.2 or 0.3. So now I'll show you when I use some power how high we can get that pressure. First gear. That was my big light, bringing the voltage down. Wow. So we're still braking on the engine, consumption is 0. And when it kicks in consumption again at neutral RPM, stationary RPM, you see that the voltage dropped. I'll show you again. So this is me giving some power. Letting go of the throttle. Voltage goes up because the generator is generating as much energy as possible. As soon as I hit the throttle, the voltage goes down because the generator is switched off. So that works nicely. I guess the engine is warm, so I can give this a shot in third gear. So I'm not really willing to go below 1400 RPM in third gear, because going below that point approximately, it'll ask me to go down to second gear. Or maybe not. Yeah, here we go. So that's at about 1100 RPM. Okay, so we're going in third gear here. $1200 RPM. I'll do this 2 times. Maybe. Don't know. We'll see. Probably 1 time is enough. I'll just get out of this zone where I'm only allowed to go 50. And flat out. This is full power. You can see the turbo pressure is only kicking in at about 1700 RPM. That should explain everything, turbo wise. So that's full power, and with the turbo pressure here showing I'm running on the new summer tires, 165 width, doing 80 kilometers per hour at the moment, and it's using quite a lot actually. Anyway, I think this was educational enough. I'll switch off for now.